Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm in the middle of an amazing van trip. I've left Sydney at the end of November and it's now the 5th of January. I'm in the process of relocating from Sydney, Australia to Margaret River in Western Australia. And I've been on the move for just over a month and a half. This is part of the reason why I've been away from YouTube. In today's video, I wanted to talk about a book that I read a couple of months ago. It's a non-fiction book called Breath, A New Science of a Lost Art. Lost art because the techniques discussed in this book have been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years. However, only recently science has gone into research to try to prove if these techniques and beliefs are actually beneficial. And turns out it's a big fat yes. The whole reason why I picked up this book is because through the practice of massage, I was increasingly curious about understanding breath a little better. And when I found out about this book, it really was like an answer to my prayers. With this book, the author wanted to shine light on everything there is to know about this very mysterious yet essential part of our life. The whole premise of the book is that breath, if practiced correctly, can be medicine. And not only a medicine able to cure from diseases, but one that can prevent them, which is the best kind of medicine. Nestor dedicated a big chunk of his life to learning more about breath, traveling the world, meeting anyone we're talking to on the matter, from deep divers who are masters of breath control to holotropic breathing practitioners who use specific breathing exercises to access altered states of consciousness. They essentially get to trip balls without the use of drugs, which sounds pretty cool. In each chapter of the book, Nestor discusses the story of various pulmonauts who are generally non-medical experts who, somewhere along their life, stumbled across the secrets and the magical benefits of breath, each in their own way. And some of them were able to cure diseases that were deemed incurable by doctors. And for someone like me that loves to hear about how superhuman humans can be, these were a delight to read about. I honestly really enjoyed reading this book. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the most engaging read. However, I can't deny it was packed full of information. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about some of the things that stayed with me the most. So let's get started. Mouth breathing is seriously bad for you. Tons of research shows that mouth breathing makes your airways collapse onto themselves. The tissues in the airways, like any other muscle, if left unworked for too long, becomes obsolete. Nasal breathing, on the other hand, does exactly the opposite. It's like a workout for your airways, which become toned so they can stay wide and open. Nestor, the author, tried 10 days of forced mouth breathing, during which he obstructed his nose with silicone plugs, just to experience firsthand how much damage could be done in just a few days of it. The results were horrendous. His blood pressure went up 13 points, and his sleep apnea episodes went up to 25 per night. And to top it all off, he got a nasty nasal infection. The following 10 days of nasal breathing showed him how quickly the body can recover from the perceived disastrous consequences of mouth breathing. So, it's never too late to start. Mouth breathing shrinks your mouth and makes your teeth crooked. Yes, crooked teeth could well be a result of bad breathing. A successful painter named Caitlin, who lived in the 1800s, left everything behind to go live with the Native American tribes. He was fascinated by them, obviously, but specifically because they were so broad, healthy, tall, and beautiful, and observed that they all had perfectly straight teeth. All the tribes he lived with, and there were many, shared a common practice, which was the cultivation of nasal breathing. The tribes thought that breath inhaled through the mouth sapped the body of strength, deformed the face, and caused stress and disease. On the other hand, breath inhaled through the nose kept the body strong, made the face beautiful, and prevented disease. Cultivating good breathing habits started very early in life. Mothers would watch their babies sleep and pinch their lips together to prevent them from mouth breathing. This resulted in people which had great health, straight teeth, and forward-growing facial structures, which is why it was so physically stunning. This brings me to the next point. There's a link between good breathing and chewing. Yes, you heard that right. Our faces are getting increasingly flatter, narrower, longer, and our eyes and noses are also getting droopier. All of this because, drum rolls, we don't chew enough. Our ancestors used to chew for hours every day, so their teeth, mouth, and faces were stronger, wider, and forward-growing. However, since industrialization, our food got increasingly softer due to all the processing. And even if you don't eat processed foods, think about it. All of our food is either cooked, boiled, mashed, or just soft to start with, and requires hardly any chewing. Avocados, for example, which have become so popular in the last years, smoothies, but even staples like rice, beans, potatoes. Take a moment right now to think about one food that requires a lot of chewing in your diet. Did you come up with any? I'm curious, as I couldn't. So in order to expand our mouths again, we should find ways to bring all that hard chewing back into our lives. The book gives a few examples, and one that got me smiling is actually chewing extra hard gum. There's apparently quite a few varieties out there that were made exactly for this purpose. But what's so important about chewing, you may ask? Chewing actually aids the production of stem cells, responsible for the regeneration of our bodies. So the more we chew, the younger we look and feel. There's a reason why you should be stretching, and it's not what you think. We often hear about how yoga came about as a means to strengthen the body so that one could sit in meditation for hours on end. And I'm sure that's part of it, but that alone might not be an incentive for everyone to start stretching regularly. But what if I told you that stretching could lengthen your life? That's right. Buddhist monks have been known to use all sorts of back bends and neck bends to achieve better health and longer life. And you know what's crazy? It's been proven scientifically. A group of researchers followed 5,200 subjects for the course of 70 years and were able to prove that the monks weren't just making things up as they went. Life expectancy is indeed directly correlated to lung capacity and size. And the great news is that these two things have nothing to do with genetics. Anyone can improve them at any time, because internal organs are way more malleable than we think. The secret lays in a full exhale. A full slow exhalation forces the lungs to work harder, and as a result, they become stronger, and so they're able to hold more air, which is what increasing lung capacity means. And that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I've inspired you to pick up the book. It was super interesting. I would recommend this book to anyone who's interested in health and wants to learn more about alternative ways to improve their life and prevent disease. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.